Welcome, guys, and very exciting to have all of you here on this platform today. So today we have Joel with me, Olivier, and Tiffany from Sopra Banking. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 So it's great to have you all on this session, and today we are going to discuss about the payment landscape, how is it changing, and a couple of dynamics that we are seeing, recently in terms of digital mobile wallets, contactless payments, and maybe the CBDCs. What has happened currently is from the exchange of physical currencies and batch processing to EFTs and real-time payments, we see that the payment landscape has really evolved along with multiple advancements that's happening in technology landscape, like with technology advancements, the EFTs and the rise of internet has led to advent of online banking, which is in turn enabling customers to make payments digitally. How do you see, Joel and Oliver, the role of digital currencies evolving in the payment ecosystem currently and in the coming years?
Okay. So when you say EFT, what specifically is that referring to?
So electronic fund transfers.
Just electronic fund transfers, and you want to talk about digital currencies specifically?
Yes.
As how we're seeing that move forward. Okay. Olivier, do you want to start, or do you want me to?
I can start. From what I see on the market is that okay, we see all the countries around the world, around the globe, are moving towards digital currencies. We have example in China, we have example in the United States, in Europe. They are trying to put digital euro on the page. For me, yes, the market is trying to go that way, but the persons are the ones that are reluctant to the new trends. You spoke about earlier in the introduction. You spoke about mobile banking. If we look back at 10 years ago in Europe, mobile banking was not the trends that everyone wanted. Now it's the normal trend, I would say. So for sure, the market wants to push digital currencies, and for many reasons. The challenge will be to convert the end users, so the citizens, you and me, definitely. On the page. So it has its advantages, but the main break, if I can say it like that, would be the end customer reluctant to the new trends.
So from the banks and financial institutions that I've spoken to, I see that for consumers, then banks aren't convinced and consumers aren't convinced of the use cases because of the development of so many fintech banks, PSD2 and 3 opening up the whole market. It's so easy now to get an FX card, to get a simple bank account, a prepaid card, that the use cases seem to be limited. So it's very heavily being pushed by the European Central Bank and global central banking institutions. But I'm not too sure exactly where that will land. But that's for consumers. When it comes to like a much broader cross-border payments, where we're seeing is banks actually, this could be very interesting. So using digital currencies for businesses to send large amounts of money cross-border, to be able to have those use cases could be very interesting. So, but we don't know yet. And these things often change as we get closer.
Absolutely. So I agree with both of you, Oliver and Joel. And we definitely see, countries like China and Sweden are definitely leading the way with their CBDC projects. Great to have your thoughts on that. Taking this ahead, what do you think are the challenges of adopting digital currencies or contactless payment technologies? So what do you think are some of the challenges? Because what we see mostly when we talk with vendors, when we talk with end users, is that fraud and theft comes out to be one very important area of concern. Also, when we talk about issues, there are data breaches. Security of data is definitely one of the prime concerns for end users. Then multiple others. But what, according to you, if you have to prioritize and tell us what challenges are the top challenges according to you in the adoption of either digital currencies or contactless payments, it would be great to hear your thoughts.
I would say that indeed fraud and theft and then security is a major concern when it comes to real-time payments, digital currencies, etc. But for me, if I take the topic of digital currencies, before thinking about tackling this challenge, there is another challenge up front, which is on the bank to find the correct business case, because it's costly to invest in such infrastructure. It's costly to have it run, and the bank don't see really the business case to do, because and it's the same for the end user. If you propose tomorrow to the end user, to any one of you around your entourage that are not working in the payment domain, a friend, a family member, whatever, you say, okay, you can use digital euro or digital currency as from tomorrow. They will say, but why? Why? I already can pay with my card, with my phone, with my everything. Why should I use digital currencies? So for me, the major challenge for the adoption is, on one hand, for the bank to find the perfect business case, and on the other hand, for the end user to make them adopt, to make the promotion of digital currencies and finding the arguments to convince them that it's the real way to go.
Perfect. Any thoughts from you, Joel, on this?
Yeah, I think that's right. The business case needs to stack up, and consumers need to understand why they want to use digital currency. And into that as well, digital currency by its definition is anonymous. So I don't need an account with my name on it. I hold it. It behaves in the same way as cash, and that means if it's stolen, it's not like it's in my bank where if it's stolen I can get that back. The other challenge is that I don't get it back. Once it's like money, it's like cash. If I drop it, I lose it, and it's gone forever. For us, I think the card schemes have been very good at managing fraud over the years. And even though it has gone up over the last year or so, it is managed very well. Where we're seeing the biggest fraud is app payments, so APP, so sort of approved push payments, and that's like account to account. And we've got the ability to verification of payee. There are other things which are coming in, and that is a big concern to us, because these are the types of attacks we're seeing onto especially consumers, but it can be businesses, are really simple types of attacks. They're not technologically complex, they're social engineering, and the infrastructure that sits around those types of payments is less developed than it is with cards, and that's our space, that's our area of expertise. And so that's something that does concern us, especially with EPI, as Europe looks to sort of displace card payments with account to account payments, perhaps using QR codes and other types of technology as well, will lead to the development of more types of fraud, and especially as we go to anonymous type payments with digital currencies as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joel. So, Tiphaine, what is your viewpoint on the same thing?
On the digital currency, well, I think yes, I agree. We firstly need to find end user use case to be able to see an adoption from the banks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we also, while we are researching about the developments that's happening at fintech vendors in terms of payment processing, we see that artificial intelligence is really, getting used a lot for either enhancing payment processing or be it for fraud detection. So, there are sophisticated tools and techniques which is right now enhancing security, efficiency, and also enhancing customer experience. So, what is your take on that? How do you think artificial intelligence is getting used for, use cases in different use cases in payment processing?
It's a really good question. And it's one we're looking at the moment. It's one we're looking at with payments, and so definitely with fraud, because that's an obvious use case, and definitely on security. So customers who want to sign in and making sure we know who they are. So within that payments realm, we're looking at it to engage with our customers, but I still think it's very early days in terms of payment processing. So the type of payments that we work on are very much with banks, right? So we work with banks. I've seen it used on the other side of payments with merchants. So when a merchant is looking to adopt new payments or to get the best price for their payments, they're starting to use AI to route in ways which like optimize their cost. So do I want to send a transaction through one processor or another? Where banks don't have that. Sort of they work with us and one type of processor. So I think it depends where on the payment ecosystem you sit.
Yeah, I fully agree with Joel. Yeah, I don't have any more point to bring to the table.
Yeah, we are also looking on how to use AI to manage cost efficiency for banks, because it's a big trend today for banks, and also to have the good data on payments or everything, payment activity, in order to personalize their product. Yeah.
Perfect. So what, according to you guys, and this is my final question, is what, according to you, are some of the emerging trends that you think is going to define the payment landscape in the next 5 years?
I think for me it's real-time payments and payment modernization. I think like the PSD3 opening up payments will allow more institutions to connect, to go straight to like instant type payments. I think those use cases will become much broader, and I think because of that we're going to start seeing banking as a service really grow. And what that means is that you're going to start seeing a much broader set of use cases in the UK and in Europe specifically, because that's our market, where you'll go and buy a product and there'll be a financial institution or a payment connected. So you'll get a loan that will come with an account. You'll get gig workers getting paid as soon as they finish their shift, immediately when it's done. Like an Uber driver, when you get out the car, you pay Uber and Uber pays that driver, and those payments start to become instant, and they'll happen on very specific use cases or verticals like industries. You'll start seeing those instant payments with these added value payment services. You buy a product and your insurance is there is another example, but that's not specifically payments. So for me, I think that's where we're going to see a lot more of these type of use cases.
Yeah, I agree. Real time, fully agree. And I would also add to that the dematerialization of payment. So removing all the physical elements, a card specifically, a cash note, a bank note, etc. Removing all this, for me, the future of banking is really in the smartphone. And it's a trend that we see in the United States. Apple is developing its tap to pay feature, so you can hand money to someone else just by presenting your phone next to the other one. We see in other sector, okay, but for cars or for lock in your front door at your house, no, the key is not existing anymore. You can unlock your house, your car with your smartphone. So for me, payments are following those trends in the sense that your smartphone will be your wallet of tomorrow, and you will be able to do everything, buy everything, everywhere, every time, just with your phone. That's for me the also a trend in the future.
And depend from your side, any top trends you think is going to redefine the payment landscape?
Well, yes, I agree. I have nothing to add special.
What do you think?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, but what are your views? Or
Definitely. So what we see is that the top two things in my list. Of course, I have a big list, but the top two things I think both of you addressed very well, which is real-time payments. When we're talking about the challenges of cross-border payments, of course, becomes bigger. But yes, the way real-time payments is evolving, that's really tremendous, and the way it's going to transform the payment landscape, I think, huge role. And then next is the digital and mobile wallets, which Olivier also said. So these two we think are definitely the top trends. Then we also see a lot of work happening, and companies really investing their times in cryptocurrencies, in addition of new technology, advancing their landscape and technology landscape in terms of introducing blockchain, introducing a distributed ledger technology. We see a lot of improvements happening in the terms of decentralized finance. So that's also something that we think is going to evolve and become even more prominent in the coming years. But yes, we also see behavioral biometric getting integrated with the whole fraud landscape and securing payments. So multiple things are going in payments, and definitely we see a big shift in the way this payment industry and landscape was seen a decade back, and versus what we are experiencing now. There is definitely more power to customer. There is definitely focus on customer experience. So those two are the top of mind priorities for all fintechs, for all organizations. So it's going to even be more prominent in the coming years.
interesting. Okay.
So great. Thank you so much, guys, for the time. I think your insights were really helpful, and you really were able to capture all the points in terms of the dynamics in payments, how it is evolving, and the top trends to watch out for.